Your hard drive is full.
Shut up. That's not true. That's not true, Byron. We are live here on Myth Brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, we're early. That never happens. So that must mean that Byron's going to kill us all tonight. We're here to play Knights Black Agents. It's a Blood Rising campaign. I don't have any announcements because Byron will do all the announcing that he sees fit. I'm just going to turn it over to the one, the only, the ever so gregarious, kind, giving, non-player killing Byron, our director.
That suck up meter's
we
not
have a
quite
new
there
DM.
yet.
What are you talking
Not quite
about?
there yet.
And then I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So welcome to Myth Brigade and the Knights Black Agents, of course, a Blood Rising campaign here. And they had a tumultuous time basically trying to come up with where they were going to go with all this wonderful information that they found at the end of the HMS Prosperpine. But before we get started with that, and Tara, Miss Dr. Terry Mitchell gives us her wonderful, well-organized thing that she spent weeks preparing here.
Wait, there's my well-organized notes right there, guys.
That's fancy. That's fancy, dude.
It's more
Take
than
notes. Take notes, boys and girls. Watch this. This is how you're a professional gamer. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
This is how you get out of the amateur level, right? Like that.
You're saying this is supposed to be inspiring, right?
I'm not very inspiring. But anyway, so let's go around the horn real quick, and then we'll get back to that. Johnny Dan, or Dan Kaplan, how are you?
I'm good. You know, I always love this game. It gives me an excuse to get out of my pajamas. So I'm glad to be wearing clothes again and not pajamas myself. Do the rest of you not spend your week in pajamas like I do?
I'm wearing pajamas now.
I am currently wearing pajamas.
I'm still wearing pajama pants. So there you go. It's pajamas.
I wear scrubs to work, so kind of.
Yeah.
It's very close to pajamas. It's true.
Understandable.
And
Mr.
that's my
Brett Adams, TEZLA.
I'm just happy 2020 is over. Not that I believe that 2021 is going to be fantastically more fun, but just so that I can say that we put it behind us. And now we can move forward into a brighter future fighting vampires and hopefully getting superpowers from the vaccine. I want invisibility.
It's almost like the real world is beginning to catch up with this game.
In some twisted way, yeah.
Yeah, some twisted way.
Soon.
Yes, in fact, Dr. Terry Mitchell should be manifesting her superpowers any moment now.
Any moment.
Doesn't she have to get angry?
I'm hoping for
Doesn't she get angry
teleport.
first. I think you have to get angry first.
Green is not my color, Byron.
It might not be. Maybe you'll turn red. Who knows?
Could be.
Could be like Mr. Furious. You'll be able to, if I could picture if you were going to be like an angry superhero, you would be exactly like Mr. Furious and Mr. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
No problem at all. Mr. Tyler Wingate, Red Lily, Span Sword.
Span sword, yeah. Sword scar.
Sans, as in you don't have one.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Doing well. Excited to play again.
Excited to play like 900 new games.
Yeah, we got a lot of games coming. Lots of excitement to come.
I heard you're going to be on another Myth Brigade game eventually here.
I am.
Yeah.
Whenever that Jason guy makes his character.
The Den, I figured it out today, man. I figured out what my character is going to be. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll hear
I
about
had to
that.
read the background of the world first to have some idea, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Understood.
I like it.
Mr. Jason Jones.
Holy shit, today was a Monday on a
only.
Tuesday. Today was a Monday on a Tuesday. I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad we're ending it this way. I'm okay. We got a Patreon now. I don't know what that means, but we got one. I think
Watch the link.
Yeah.
Watch the link below.
Yeah, it's just Patreon/Myth Brigade. We're going to have some ad-free stuff there, so if you want to watch our stuff without annoying ads. We've worked all this time just to get up to the point where we can have annoying ads, and now we're going to offer a way to get rid of them.
Now we're just going to get rid of them.
Yeah, you can get a player pack featuring the fantastic shirts that our cast get when they join. And I don't know, some other really cool things. You can save Evan from certain death if you're a patron, right?
If you like Evan.
Yeah,
Actually, for a small donation, for a small donation on Patreon, you can decide how I kill Evan.
You might be able to get me my sword back too.
You don't have to donate. In fact, I might just take versions in the chat tonight.
No, none of that. But yeah, I'm happy to be playing, guys.
Can we have a donation amount to get drones back in the game again?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like they just all of a sudden we can get drones again.
Wait, Jason, what was that address again? Let me.
Advanced technology.
I tell you what, for $100, I'll let you have drones in the game.
You heard it, folks. $100.
$100. Yep. There will be male bees.
All know, you know,
there will be male bees everywhere.
Oh, you dick.
Male bees. Everyone will have male bees. We're like, why do I have this honeycomb in my bed? You wanted drones.
It'll be good for our tea.
Go, honey.
All the wonderful tea.
All right, Dr. Terry Mitchell.
And me. I'm working on manifesting that teleportation superpower. That's really all I've accomplished for the last week.
You might have
my
actually
second shot.
You might have already manifested it, and maybe you just don't know that you're teleporting and going.
It's possible. I may just have to learn
You do it in your sleep or something like
how to
that.
control. Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'll wake up in some random space. How did I get here?
I think you have to go to like some sort of academy or old school or something like that. That's how you go with a bunch of other people. That's what I saw.
Can I attend that online? You know, we're still social distancing even with the vaccine.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's like a Professor Javier's school for like adults who just got superpowers.
Professor Javier.
Professor Javier.
We'll have to squeeze into those little kid-sized desks.
Yeah. He doesn't have a wheelchair. He doesn't have a wheelchair. He's got one of those, like, you know, when you have a leg cast, you know, that little one-legged scooter.
Oh shit.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal. That'd be phenomenal. We may just have we might have to create a superhero game just for that.
Yes.
Another
I
superhero game.
see the wheels turning in your head, Byron.
Always. Add that
As long as Professor Javier makes it in, then we're good.
That's right.
That's the first character. That is the first NPC.
Professor Javier should be the DM.
Right.
DM/PC.
So give us a heads up, man. Now that we got here early and we've completely blown the lead.
Man.
That's what we do. So give us a little lowdown. What happened, man?
So we found this oil rig, right? And we floated up there in this boat, and we took out some guards. We didn't even know if they were bad guys, but man, we did it anyway. And we encountered the sorceress. That was a surprise. And we thought we killed her. Lily thought she killed her. She chopped her into bits and eviscerated her, and it was big blood everywhere. And then we came back later, and poof, she was gone. Like walked away. We could see the footprints in the blood. So what's up with that, right? Later, we busted her in the helicopter trying to disable it when we were trying to make our getaway. Anywho, meanwhile, we set Dracula free, or some vampire free. We discovered some scientists. Nationality, German? Who is he? This scientist? I don't know.
Yeah, the guy's on.
That was German.
I think that's right. I think it was German.
Yeah.
It was a German guy, yeah.
Who didn't have a hell of a lot of information for us, but we got some stuff from him. And then we had a little Dracula or a little vampire encounter in the hallway, some cool shooting, some cool parkour, some anti-vampire devices were employed. We've discovered that the holy water squirt guns are fairly effective at annoying the vampire. The little smoke bombs will temporarily keep them from advancing, as will the little sparkler things. But nothing disabled the thing, and it eventually took off. What?
I'm just laughing at the smug look on Tesla's face right now when you say nothing disabled.
I feel very proud of it. I'm real happy.
I do, and I like the phrase too. AVD, anti-vampire device.
Right, anti-vampire AVD.
Yeah, just watch the C4.
And However, unfortunately, during this whole debacle, Lily was gravely injured and lost her sword at the bottom of the ocean.
Also known as drank like a Capri Sun.
She was drunk like a Capri Sun. So she's spending some time in a hospital recuperating here. So what did we find out? This is what I don't remember all that well. We took the logs and documents that we took off the one guard and ran the names on the sign-in sheet, and we found some interesting things. One of the dudes has been around for several centuries to millennia, apparently. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. Was that Sealman?
Yeah. So he'd been around for a while.
Right. This is the guy who's been under various monikers, involved in several world conflicts, and also the CIA. And he's on some DEA manuscripts and associated with Contago. For those at home that don't remember what Contago is, it's the oil company in Texas that somehow Edom is connected with. Whatever. So a number of names, including Dr. Draws, who is the head of the hematology program at my employer, the WHO. The other names that we found on this list that were very interesting were C. McConnell. We didn't find anything on that person. Then an H. Kanaz.
Interpol.
It's related to Interpol. Also known as he was the boss of Peter Slavinsky.
Yes. Yeah.
Who was our helicopter pilot, past tense.
No, he wasn't the helicopter
pilot.
No,
he was the boat drop guy.
He was the Interpol agent that gave you guys the into Marrakesh.
Oh, I'm sorry. The contact. Apparently we burn up all our contact points on him because he's not doing so hot now. So we discussed that the documents my notes get kind of scattered after that. So we've decided that we need to go to the asylum. We're going to look for the original notes from the doctor.
Right. You want to tag me in? I'll give a little bit.
And now Dan.
Johnny Dan.
We've done a couple of things.
Johnny Dan.
The Johnny Dan.
Terry Mitchell, science fantastic hero, submitted blood samples, and we're going to go visit the World Health Organization, I believe, to find out more about what they did on the analysis of it. We'll be going a little bit in disguise because Dr. Terry Mitchell is the only one among us who is using her professional name as part of this as well. The rest of us are more or less hiding who we are. So one of the plan is to go there and visit with a couple of us in disguise with Dr. Mitchell to find out about the blood. The second one was we looked again at the diaries, the vampire, not to say Vampire Diaries, but the what's that book called again? This whole thing's based on
Dracula.
The Dracula dossier.
Formed a cunning plan after reading.
I feel like you have a copy of it
because there are all sorts of references about drums beating at the Ring, War Among the Dukes. And Ring turns out to be a city in England, and then Homewood is the place, I should say, in if I could say it correctly, in this area is the family seat of the Homewood family, which is it Lucy's husband who originally was there? So we know that there's something going on with Edom in the city of Ring,
Mina's
in
husband.
the country seat of the Homewood family.
Well, there was some mention to where Van Helsing was trained as well, wasn't there? Like we're thinking that maybe there's some contact for us there. I thought
it was Lucy.
Well, we thought maybe too that there were the real records that were recorded that are referenced in the book. They might also be there, we thought. and we know there's also probably a password
Yeah.
of some sort related to that phrase that says, "The bride maidens rejoice, the eyes that wait, the coming of the bride. But when the bride draweth nigh, then the maidens shine, not to the eyes that are filled." So we know that there's some sort of password. I think Edom may be involved because the dukes were there, which is an Edom sort of like position or title, and maybe the recordings, maybe a training facility. Is that completely off? Or
Yeah, it's pretty close. So the team has narrowed it down to multiple real leads from here. So from the HMS Prosperpine, other than taking Lily directly to Scotland to the nearest hospital, they were going to they waited out the 7 days that Lily was hospitalized. Luckily, no one had come to like pick her up or take her to prison or anything. Using I think they just drove up and pushed her out on the front step. That was a discussion, though. That was an option.
If I recall, we wrapped her in bubble wrap, real thick,
and dropped her from like a helicopter or something.
Yeah, frozen.
So, so of course the seated ring, the cemetery, and the jet at Whitby, which was in the Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, was the city which Lucy Westenra sat by the sea and watched, and that's where Dracula's boat came in there. And there are jet mines there, and so one of the minerals that they mined there, and they found a brooch that related to Whitby jet. They can tell through some geological knowledge that one of the agents has here today. And in addition to that, they tracked Joaquin Seelman, who was also known as Sigmund Walther. They found him through a variety of databases. Looks like a very well-connected individual over many decades, and his reference was to Sigmund Walther, who was a Nazi SS lieutenant who worked directly with Heinrich Himmler during World War II and was associated with the SS. And they had found earlier in the campaign the Totenkopf ring that led to something. And then, of course, there was he was last known
yacht or something.
Space was they found a document where he had purchased a $4 million yacht in the Greek Isles, and so they considered following up on that lead, but decided to follow the lead also after going to Geneva, Switzerland, to the WHO, or World Health Organization headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland, to head to Romania and try to track down any more information on the Zagani, who were a gypsy-like community that was featured as servants in the Bram Stoker's Dracula. And in addition to that, they believe the sorceress is a part of that particular clan.
Although, if I recall, the old lady said she might have been. She's probably an exiled member, but I'm not sure. She did hint at that, I believe, a long time ago when we were back in Romania. We met that older woman. Actually, she might even be a contact eventually too. But
yeah, she was in Soulard.
Yep, that was
just outside the monastery.
So, questions: who's going in with Dr. Mitchell? I believe we had sort of decided it was Johnny and Dr. Mitchell going in with the rest of us on Overwatch, correct?
Yeah, I think I was going to set them up with various surveillance, glasses and briefcase, hidden cameras, audio, whatever we needed to do. But I think that's what we decided.
Now, all right, this week's adventure, right? Nazis, who, and finishing schools. Oh my! So here we are.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're doing Nazis or finishing school, but we were looking at.
We always do Nazis, my friend.
Yes, okay, that's right. We do.
Fine. You did not see what's going to be coming today.
All right, I gotta go now. Thanks, folks.
Sorry. All right, folks. Anyway, so yeah.
I did not see that pun coming.
It happens. Especially when there's copious amounts of whiskey involved.
Exactly. So getaway vehicles. What flavor of getaway vehicle, in case you have to grab the doctor, put him in a chokehold, and like pull him out of there? But I don't think that's going to happen. But
I think last week, we're not married to it, but I think last week we said that Lily and Johnny would go because we're good at disguise with Doctor, and that you guys would be in like a white van.
Oh, nice.
You know, with all the, you know, the great
free candy pin on the side,
play of the audio-visual material so that you can like watch us on video and hear us through microphones. And Johnny's going to have an earpiece that looks like a hearing aid so you can talk to him. And so other than that, I don't think we have to talk about escape vehicles, Tesla, but if you have something in mind.
I mean, I do like my vans. They're we could put a lot of stuff in there, and it's good for Evan to monitor. I'm sure we can arrange for something like that.
Goblin Riot the second.
Goblin Riot.
That's what I'm saying.
Goblin Riot can never be replaced.
That's right. Never.
2.0.
Never.
But
rest in peace, Goblin Riot.
But its spirit will live on. So yeah, I mean, I like the idea of just getting a nondescript looking van. Red Lily will be in the back, selling lollipops and candy to children.
We could have an ice cream truck, but
a food truck. A food
All right,
truck.
So
everything has Hello Kitty on it.
Everything has Hello Kitty on it. And we'll put Evan's surveillance gear in the back, so we have so that he can be in the back. I'll be in the front, and then we'll just have an exfil plan if things go real south. But the idea is, of course, we don't actually hope to have to beat the shit out of this guy, right? We want to try to get answers out of him without.
Yes, he's our friend, so we try not to beat the shit out of him. But more than not, we do actually beat the shit out of our friends. So
workplace violence is not the answer.
So my question is, if we don't like how it's going, are we going to abscond with him?
No, I don't think you should abscond with him unless he tries to pull something rather rash. I think we could follow him after his workday's done, go back to and grab him as he's getting out of his car and trying to go into his house. And then we just toss him in the back of the van, you know, like federal agents do in real life sometimes. And then drive off with him.
Isn't this though a scheduled visit? I know Red Lily's going to be there, so there's a 1 in 6 chance that he's going to get his ass kicked anyway, no matter what.
But I'm in the car, so
exactly.
No, yeah, she's not going in with us. Evan, is there some sort of very light kind of tracker thing I can drop in his briefcase or place on a document or something that would help us keep track of him?
I thought he was like your contact, Dr. Mitchell, that we thought we could trust, but we're not sure.
We know that he's involved in a project that I'm assigned to, but he hasn't told me that he's assigned to it. So we're just covering all our bases in the planning stages here.
The guy, and we have to assume that anyone could be dirty at this point, even some of our old contacts. So
maybe even your own agents.
I'm not assuming that he's dirty so much as that he's not telling me everything.
Right. If he volunteers it easily, no problem. Then we just over-prepare. No biggie. Right. We just leave.
Right. This is just a friendly visit.
Right.
Also, Johnny saw
which is why I'm not coming inside.
Like last person, Red Lily question. So if possible, Johnny will attempt to get the information without having to kidnap him for fear that, you know, he'll have no fingernails before he dies.
I can make anyone disappear.
That's comforting, isn't it?
Yes.
You should see what she writes inside of Christmas cards when she sends them out every year. It's
Hello Kitty Christmas cards.
I draw a little Hello Kitty in the corner.
I would.
I don't even write my name. Just
you need a Hello Kitty on your next sword.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have to get one commissioned.
Just a little etch just at the base there.
For a small donation to the Patreon, boys and girls, you can sponsor Tyler getting an actual Hello Kitty.
Lily.
And make Tyler wear a Hello Kitty mask or something.
So I would, Byron, I would whip up some trackers. I would give them each a couple, just in case they have failed attempts or whatnot. Something adhesive like on a film.
Planning for my fuckery. Come on, man.
Yeah. Planning for you to be mean.
This is because Bob beat shit up yesterday.
So Lily's just gonna kind of like hover over Evan and watch all of the cameras with him.
Oh, that ain't creepy at all.
Yeah.
Waiting for things to go horribly wrong.
I would give her some sort of, the pop candy shit that she likes, a really weird Japanese candy.
I'm like unfurling butterscotch.
I kind of think I have a stash of that. I've got this.
All right, so
I promise.
You guys get to Geneva, Switzerland, whether that be taking private flights, getting a jet, whatever. However you get to Geneva, Switzerland. I don't even know how you get to Switzerland. I guess you fly. Landlocked country. So, so probably some flights and, frequent flyer miles. Dr. Terry Mitchell probably has a good amount of those. And so you guys get to Geneva, Switzerland and arrive outside the World Health Organization campus because it is not one building. It is a massive campus of 5 or 6 complexes that are all together. There are labs, there are office buildings, there are, tons of different facilities that are attached to this particular headquarters. And if we were really good at our jobs, I would probably have some sort of picture that I could share with you. Unfortunately, if you were to go to any device connected to the internet and Google search World Health Organization headquarters, you too will see what I have seen.
Looking at it.
Nothing.
Not a thing. But anyway, so we are theater of the mind here on Brigade Act Like Leaders. So, so you guys arrive. It is a sunny morning in March, and it's probably about 10 a.m. And you guys have designed Mr. Johnny and Dr. Mitchell to make entry into the building with TEZLA sitting in the driver's seat, probably drinking some terrible coffee and
black as sin,
eating some sort of biscotti, or I picture him having like one of those boxes you can order on the internet of like all the different snacks you get from different countries. And he probably has like a Switzerland one. And he's like, oh, what about the potato chips? How do they taste versus like chocolate? And so forth.
2007, he's probably got a box of Bertie Bott's every flavor beans and guessing what the flavor of each one of them is.
Yeah. He's probably listening to Audible.
Oh, Lily, this is disgusting. You got to try this one. I keep trying to voice off like shitty tasting. It's like this one seriously tastes like vomit.
I'd be reading the box thinking, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? Booger? You're going to put yourself through that? Booger. You paid?
You just wouldn't think that they'd be able to get it so close, but like literally, this does taste like you would imagine earwax would taste. Here, you got to try it. I keep on trying to force them to throw them back at you guys.
I glance Johnny a look and go, "You guys, your mics are hot."
Right. Sorry, Doctor.
Dr. Mitchell, your relationship with this gentleman, how should we frame the initial meeting? Who should I be? We should talk about this.
He knows I'm on some sort of team.
John
so,
Nee.
John, are you disguising yourself as an Asian gentleman?
I could be your 75-year-old administrative assistant.
Okay. No, that's fair. Do you have enough medical and research knowledge to be able to fake that? Imagine you do.
As your administrative assistant, I think I could fake the administrative assistant. I can type 60 words a minute. I can take shorthand. I can carry things.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine. You can act. We're fitting you with a hearing aid, right? Which they may confiscate.
In addition, you mean in addition to
in addition to his other hearing aid.
In addition to the actual microphone, right?
We have his mic disguised as a second hearing aid.
It looks like Lobot.
What?
But you can be really, really deaf. You can act like you're really, really deaf and extremely nearsighted. So you're not a threat at all.
Absolutely. All right. So, and I'll be with you throughout. And I guess you can. You should give me a name.
I should give you a name?
All right. I will be Doug Miller, your administrative assistant. How's that?
Doug Miller.
That's right. Just call me Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Just call me Doug.
Dougie, you're British. You mean?
Not any of you. Just the doctor.
All right. So yeah,
I get to boss him around. This makes me a little happy.
Yes, Dr. Mitchell. Absolutely. Whatever you say, Dr. Mitchell.
You want me to call you Doug or Mr. Miller?
Whatever you say.
How formal is our relationship?
Call me Doug.
Okay. All right.
Should we have a safe word in case there's trouble? Is there some word you'd like to use?
Right.
I'm sorry. And let these guys
I
know
agree. Falafel.
Falafel.
Waffle.
Wow, I can really go for some falafel right now.
You know, guys, I gotta say,
I cannot see that's falafel, but yeah, okay.
I
it is
gotta
falafel.
say, it's better than the last one from the oil rig where we decided to say, "Fuck, there's a vampire." Yeah.
Actually, I believe
So on the nose.
It sounded a lot like.
All right. So, Lily, if
I
you
thought it
hear
sounded
the word
more like.
falafel, we're going to need help meeting for extraction, probably, and possibly abduction.
Okay.
So, bring the duct tape. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thought
My
we weren't
singular
distracted.
weapon is going to be a roll of duct tape. I'm going to kill
So there
9
is-
men.
Oh,
with
but
a
the
things
roll
you
of
can
duct
do with
tape.
Starts out as a roll of duct tape. Somehow it winds up as a blade. I don't know. Penetrating weapon.
It's that Japanese thing. You fold tape over like
Dude,
6,000
just fold
times.
It'll be like-
origami sword.
Origami sword made out of T-Rex tape.
And tonight on CNN.
Legend has it that she just fed the half the roll down his throat and watched his eyes died as he choked on the duct tape.
Just see tonight on CNN, the duct tape decapitator strikes again.
So I'll sit in the car and I'll basically make a garrote out of duct tape.
See?
Stats does 2d6 damage.
Yeah.
And wait for my
Damage than an
moment.
actual Japanese sword.
But by the by, you really don't have to turn everything into a murder weapon, Lily.
Then then it doesn't have a real use?
I'm just
Lily's
like-
an artist. Lily's an artist. As Michelangelo can see the form in the stone, so can Lily see the weapon in any inanimate object. In some animate objects.
Mostly animate.
Also animate.
Before it therefore becomes inanimate after that.
I haven't used anyone for a weapon yet.
Yet.
That is true.
Okay, so yeah, so your time as a field agent, the majority of the time you've been inside one of the office buildings when you were interviewed and stuff like that and brought into the medical. There is a international building that kind of has like different floors that have different cubicles and areas that are, sectioned off by country and so forth. And then there is like the R&D lab and also, other items like that, vault storage, which you're not exactly sure what building vault storage is in, but there is one. So the times that you've met your colleague before, it's mostly been in the administrative building.
Right.
So you head up, the door opens on an elevator. It's the 16th floor of the building. And it opens up, short little walkway, kind of some long hallways going each direction. Large glass front thing that says WHO hematology and research.
Place.
I head up to the door. Is there's probably some sort of security. I bring out my badge.
There's not security at this particular door.
No security at all?
Not to this. You had to use security to get into the building, but once in the building, there's no... so this is not the lab. This is just simply the office building. So there's not really a lot of security at this particular point.
Okay.
There's your little cameras, of course.
Yeah.
As a modern office building, that's highly important.
Okay. So I head in front of Doug, of course. And
Julia,
is there?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Is there a reception desk or something like that?
Yeah, there's a reception desk. There's a lady named Julia who works there. You've met her before. Kind of ginger hair. She dyes it. Of course, she's not an actual ginger. And she has it tied back in a tight ponytail. She's very, light-skinned, green eyes, sitting there. She has a little headset on, has different buttons on it that she can push, like to connect to different departments and so forth. And she says, Dr. Mitchell, I don't have you on the schedule for today.
I mentioned to him that I was going to stop by. Is he in?
Yeah.
Dr. Seelman?
Please. So this would be Dr. Victor.
Dr. Victor. Yeah.
Samuel Victor. Nope. Joaquin Seelman was the German.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's the one with 10 different names or something, right?
John Dawes. You know him as
as
Samuel Victor.
As Victor. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry,
Dr. Victor. You're fine. I want to make sure we're on the same page so I don't lead you awry.
There we are, Dr. Victor. Dr. Victor, see you? I mentioned that I was going to be stopped by. I sent him an email saying I was going to stop by today.
Yes, I made an appointment for lab results.
You can go ahead. Go ahead. I'll ring him.
Thanks, Ginger. I flash her a big smile.
Yep. She kind
this way, Doug, and I indicate down the hall.
Looks at Doug a little bit and she doesn't really know who he is, but she knows you, so she'll let it go.
Dr. I messaged on Discord, Dad, if you didn't see.
Could you give her my could you give her my number and blind date sort of thing? She sounded wonderful.
I wrapped my hearing aid twice just to make a big booming sound.
Thank you. I was going to do something similar. Make some feedback. Great minds.
Hey, you're breaking up.
Sorry. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. So you. Okay. I was trying to read a couple of Discord notes there. Got it. Okay, yeah, you guys find some park benches and you get out your little overcoats and stuff with the newspapers.
I'm going to stay in the van. I just figured since Lily was injured that she wouldn't want to run a half marathon before she had to kill everyone in the building.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get like a newspaper and move to like a bench closer to the building.
Yeah. I really hope she doesn't kill everybody in the building because there's probably like 1,100 people there.
I mean,
that's going to be one long afternoon.
Roll for initiative
for them.
I can see Lily skipping through the place, taking people out one after another.
We have an active duct taper.
Active duct.
just hit me. That's good.
It took me a moment too. I was just.
What is she doing? She's killing us with what? Duct tape!
Careful how you proceed. It's a very sticky situation.
It doesn't take a lot of duct tape to suffocate a person. Just saying.
It does not. It really
like
doesn't.
I said, you just got to braid it into a rope, and then it's pretty effective.
So you guys enter. You walk down the hallway to his office. His office actually isn't that far away. Nice corner office, of course. The door is all glass. Has those wind shades that are in between the glass, So it's very highly well designed building. It's more for style than it is actual functionality. But anyway, so you go, you you look through the window wall that is all open, and you don't see him actually seated in the room.
Okay, so I call out, Dr. Victor.
So you open the
Kind
door.
of like knocking the. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like knock on the door and crack it open a little bit, Dr. Victor, without stepping in.
Yeah, you you don't get an answer.
I look around.
Is the lab where the results are done, is that somewhere far away, or is that like very obviously in this area?
The lab that Dr. Mitchell has been exposed to is like the R&D lab where they bring in samples from different, viruses and stuff from around the world. She was a field agent, so she would bring stuff into what they call the sterile lab. So that's where they would keep samples and so forth to investigate. And that's a separate complex.
Gotcha. And Dr. Mitchell has already sent in our samples from before, correct?
Yeah. So Dr. Victor was more an administrative colleague than an actual in the field colleague.
Yeah,
so Dr. Mitchell's samples
upper management.
Yeah, would have went to the.
I say, Dr. Mitchell, do you know anyone in the labs who might be able to access the results of the test directly? That might be another way.
We can head down there.
Can you get me access there? I'm guessing that they're probably pretty well locked down, but I could probably get to their lab system and pull results.
I would bet that Johnny or Dr. Mitchell probably has like a little flash drive plug-in.
Well, yeah, and there'll be common computers for researchers who don't have a station. They're stationed there permanently.
Yeah. There's even
common work area
even on the floor. Like there's like a little common area that has like several computers where people can get on and be on the internet.
So,
is that something we would use preparedness for? Like we could spend a point of preparedness to retro in a little USB plug that has a virus that allows Brian to.
That would be a preparedness style thing.
I happen to have a cherry in preparedness.
That would
look at that.
Huh.
How convenient.
Well, we can look into something like that if necessary. Let's. I don't see him. Are there any other doors, or is there like does he have a bathroom attached?
Not in the office. No, he doesn't have a bathroom. He's not that.
Perhaps we should rifle through his desk quickly. Do you think there's anything interesting there?
Johnny, give me a perception check. Or perception. I don't know what it would be. Notice. Excuse me. Let me get my game system right. Let me get my game system right here.
Not Call of Cthulhu. What's the other one?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
What would you like me to roll? Which what skill?
Notice.
Notice? Where is notice in the ship? I'm looking for notice. Oh, I see it. Okay. I have
the
one
skills that aren't automatic.
I'll just roll the die.
So you roll a d4. You're looking for a 4. You would have to save
6 on a d6. You want me to roll a d4? Okay. I'll roll a d4.
No, it's a d6. It's a d6. Then I'd say d4.
I rolled 6.
You did.
I rolled 6 on a d6.
My apologies. You need to get at least a 4 on a d6. On a d6. And you would always, just for a reminder, you would always want to spend points before you roll.
Yep, and I did. I said I'll just not spend any points as a roll.
Okay, got it. So yeah, you realize right next to the door where you're standing, there seems to be some sort of control panel for the blinds on the doorway, on the windows that are facing the hallway.
To open them?
You mean open them or close them?
To cover up our.
Yeah, to like if you're going to rifle to the desk, might be just a quick, simple like flick of the hand. And
how far is this from the desk where Ginger is sitting?
It's right by the wall, like right inside the door where like it's like a digital panel, but it also includes like
like
light switch and stuff like
from
that.
her desk. Can she see and hear where we are?
Yeah, if Dr. Mitchell, if you give me the signal, I'll nonchalantly push the button to close the blind slowly. While you, with your medical proficiency, would be much more likely to recognize anything of use on his desk.
So Julia would not be able to see you. You're like down the hallway and kind of like around the corner.
Okay.
But there are other people on the floor that if someone should walk by, they would be able to spot you.
I want to step inside the office. I've been here before. It's not like it's a top secret, kind of thing.
You've
I
been
want to
here
step in the office and just look around and before we touch anything. But I'll nod to Johnny to stay close to the control, and just gesture, like once I, step into his office and look around. Do I see anything obvious? And, is he hiding in a corner or anything like that?
No, you don't see any evidence that there would be a person in here other than you and Johnny.
Okay.
I'll concentrate on the office while you do this. So I'll be watching the office, and I will give a signal if I see anything that might cause the doctor to need to stop.
Okay.
Because that's what Doug, the administrative assistant, does.
Yeah, you rifle through the office and you find a variety of different things. Let me actually get your character sheet in front of me here so I can see what skills you can.
Do I see any obvious security in the room that's going to nail me later?
You do not see any signs of security or anything like that. Again, most of this section, you would think they're pretty much thinking that most people who are here have already
been vetted.
been vetted.
Gotcha. Why can't I? Discord. There we go.
So you find a small file that has some notes and stuff on it. Some of the languages written on it look like Russian and Romanian. You've witnessed them before, different languages. Even if you don't speak them, you would know from mailing samples in Romania, stuff like that. You've been around the world, so
Cyrillic alphabet too.
To pick out,
Russian.
And it's just a file folder that has some open documents in it. With a glance, that's what you can see.
Okay. I'm going to look for a notepad or a blank piece of paper in a printer or something, and grab a pen and I'm going to write a quick note. Things. Dr. Victor stopped in to chat about the case. Didn't see you heading over the lab. I'll stop by before we leave. And then I'm going to keep the pen in my hand while I take a look at this file in more detail. Try to use my camera to get a couple shots of anything that looks interesting.
Okay.
Yes, I rifled your desk, and Dr. Victor, you're really boring. Just
yeah, right. But I'm just going to collect copies, make copies of the things that I see with my camera phone, and and then does there appear to be any locked drawers or anything?
There is, in fact, a locked file drawer.
How about that?
Doctor of lockpicking, or what is lockpicking in this game?
Probably tradecraft.
I have a couple points in tradecraft.
You know that Johnny's got
tradecraft is automatic, so you would probably have to go ahead and make a 1 point spent. So
I can help her too. Johnny's got 10 points of tradecraft.
Oh. I think I have 1. Yeah, I guess if you can try and do it discreetly and quickly.
Call me over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kind of gesture.
Yes, Dr. Mitchell. Of course, Dr. Mitchell. Absolutely, Dr. Mitchell. I do this stuff on the tray, on the lock as quickly as possible, and go back to the door and keep a watch out.
Okay. Yeah. He comes over and he kind of he's got a ring on his finger, and he kind of shakes it a little bit, and he taps on several areas of the drawer, and then just kind of gives it a whack, and the drawer just pops open.
Hey.
Keep an eye out for surveillance, you two. I can't see any from my vantage point, but it doesn't mean there isn't any.
Understood.
Nice.
So I guess I'm gonna quickly go through that drawer.
So as soon as the drawer opens, the first thing you see is a Beretta 9mm
right,
laying on top of some documents, along with 2 vials that look strangely familiar. because they came from you. And they are blood samples.
Do they look like there's any that they're the same level that they were prior?
Uh-oh.
We lost some folks. Who do we lose?
We lost Brent.
We lost Brent. The Brenternet is broken.
The Brent.
All right. Back at it. Sorry. Sorry.
You sure?
So blood and guns.
Yeah, so a 9mm Beretta.
Blood and
loaded,
guns.
Of course.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
nice. Somebody mute the stream if you got the stream on.
I like it. It was like it was really nice. A little echo there.
Sorry.
Blood and guns.
So you, like I said, you find that 9mm Beretta. 2 of the blood sample vials. These would be the ones that you sent him that were of the guy in Marrakesh.
Oh.
Did you say anything out loud, Doctor? Or?
Would she be able to tell if they had been tested or not?
Right,
So
that's what I was trying to ask.
The seals on them are broken.
They are broken?
The seals that you put on them when you sent them are broken. So protocols have not been followed.
Okay.
This great.
And
so,
you also
picture of that.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely that this office is bugged than that there's video surveillance. So I'm not going to say anything out loud. It's going to take pictures of that.
You also find a matchbook.
What's the matchbook? Where's that from?
It's from
Crazy Horse.
It looks like a bar. Yeah, it says Morket on it. Morket.
Sounds vaguely Eastern European.
And it has like a weird double dot. Yeah, whatever that is. Sorry.
Over the O or over the A?
Over the O.
Okay.
So anybody who speaks Swedish would know that it says the dark.
Of course.
The dark?
Mm-hmm.
Dark.
Wasn't there some verse that you read, something about the dark? Any coincidence there? I just called that out over the comms. And I don't know if somebody says that. Otherwise,
I think Johnny mentioned something about it in one of the poems. Something about the dark.
Maybe.
I'm almost certain, but
yeah.
Well, you guys can look through the book if you
my
want.
Notes. I don't have dark in my notes, so.
What about looking through the doing a search on the dossier?
Yes, you in the van. Could you open that?
No,
book?
we're not talking. We're not talking.
We're not talking. Right.
And you will refer to me as Kevin if you wish something. That's my undercover name for the moment. Yes, I'm on it. I do a raw text search. I try to look for Morket or the dark. Look for those
neither
strings.
one come up in the dossier.
Give it a quick Google.
Can you search the dark web?
I can.
Put up bump.
Can I ever?
Because that's where it'd be, right? Doctor, should we take the samples? I whisper, and we'll be done.
I don't want to take the samples.
But he's clearly not following protocol.
He's also clearly tested them.
So a quick search.
I don't know that I want him to know we were here. Or that we've rifled through his things.
Okay.
A quick search in the dark web.
Okay.
Will yield Evan, I should say, some information. That bar is ran by the Litsky Bratva, which is a Russian and Romanian, basically criminal enterprise.
So
will you type that in the Discord channel?
Yeah. For the sake of the notes. Also, for the record.
Basically,
go ahead.
Evan/Kevin is radioing us saying that it sounds like that this guy's keeping the blood samples with a Beretta and a matchbook for a third or a gang, basically.
Yeah, a frequent hangout of them, I'm sure.
Doctor, I don't think we want to leave these samples in this man's hands. It doesn't seem like But it's up to you, of course, if you wish to maintain your professional reputation. What am I but your assistant? Doug looks at you.
What am I but your assistant?
I mean, I'm just gonna say over the mic. I think we should take them personally.
So if we take them, then we're taking the gun, right?
And we're probably taking Dr. Victor at some point. I tell Lily, I say in the microphone, I do love lilies in the spring, but I believe something's rotten in Denmark.
Yeah, this newspaper sucks.
That's right. I do not, though, use the phrase. What was the phrase?
Some kind of falafel is what it was. Yeah.
I start sprinting into the building. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right. So I indicate to Johnny/Doug to put the contents of that drawer and the other file in his bag.
Oh yes, I hopped to it.
And and I add to the note, P.S. To the note that I'm leaving for Dr. Victor, P.S. Coffee ? Lunch ? To kind of lay the foundation for drawing him out to a place where we can relocate him.
Yeah, and the name that comes up as the owner of the bar, the Dark, is a gentleman's name, Razan, Razan, Hunar.
Hey, Byron.
Yeah.
Type that too, please.
Just want to know, when I pick up the vials, I pick them up I put gloves on. I pick them up carefully. I put them in a Ziploc bag, and I whisper, "We're going to want to probably take some fingerprints, see how many people handled these." No, and I put them in the bag. It's not to disturb them.
Sure.
Oh, and I guess Dr. Mitchell, did you take the gun, or did you ask Johnny to take the gun? Either one's fine.
I expected you to take all of the contents of the desk of that drawer, so I would expect you to grab the Beretta.
Did they use a metal? Again, I'm not going to use a metal detector on the way out, so no worries. Okay, I put it in.
Out of curiosity, did you guys get me connected? Because the one thing I wanted to say,
we're not trying to connect in his office, since we could get busted.
Okay.
We'll stop at a public. At one of the shared computers on the way out.
And for last time, Evan/Kevin, we will hook you up with a secretary, but not right now.
No, Johnny, I'm more worried about what they're seeing, and I'm not hearing them say to each other about your presence in his office or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to scrub the surveillance on your way out, because they're just going to watch you steal whatever you're stealing.
Johnny does just a look. I mean, do I see any obvious places? Like, is there a teddy bear or something on the shelf? Is there any obvious things that might be a camera?
There are some sculptures and stuff from different areas of the world, and one of them is like a South African mask or whatever that's kind of sitting on a little shelf.
And I don't know this. How long does it take to do a quick sweep? Can Johnny do
with tradecraft? You could, with a 1 point spend, you could sweep the office.
I'll spend 1 point and I will sweep the office really quick to see if we're on camera.
Okay. Sure enough, when you examine the mask, it has a camera.
Fuck.
And all.
Motherfucker.
All right.
So I was reluctant, you guys.
Evan/Kevin, if I flash this barcode you gave me to the camera, can you pick up the signal, or does that not work?
No, I need you to get it connected to a workstation, preferably in his office if there's one. Although,
is it flash drive in?
Is it network connected?
Is there any place to hook a flash drive up on the camera, or does he have a computer on his desk?
There is a laptop on the desk.
Is the laptop look like it's
and
network?
there's also a regular station.
We're getting into the station.
With it has this really cool 49-inch monitor that I thought that was really cool.
All right, Johnny will attempt to put the USB drive into the computer.
Okay. Yeah, so it loads up and it gives him access. So one thing you do find is that the surveillance in the mask is not connected to the normal surveillance.
Oh.
in the system.
That's
It's
not
like
good.
this is additional surveillance. So
Johnny.
it connects. It's just in a different file folder and a different it's deeper. It takes Evan.
It's on the same network or no?
Yeah. So you're gonna need to make me a roll to actually get into it.
Okay. Let me see. So this is digital intrusion, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I think I'm going to spend. This is pretty important. So I'll spend 3, and I rolled a 1, so 4.
Awesome. 4. Well, that would be a success.
Okay.
So yeah, you tap in. So the main problem here isn't that it's tougher. It's just that it's separated from the other security. It doesn't look like highly advanced or anything. It's just goes separate file folder or what have you. So you're able to access that, and you can access the camera.
I want to very quickly roll back the last, just like the hyperspace kind of fast to get like the doctor coming and going. When was the last time he came or went in or out of the office?
So it looks like he was on the phone, or he was fitted at his terminal. The laptop was open. You can see that there are some test results. Can't quite make them out because he's sitting in front of them. From the camera.
So it's
angle.
kind of over his shoulder.
Yeah, looking over his shoulder a little bit, so you kind of get like the corner of the screen, but not very much of it. He starts he's talking.
Is he on the office phone or is he on a cell phone?
He's on a cell phone. He starts talking on the phone. He looks like he's getting agitated. He actually starts to argue a little bit. He slams the computer lid down. He puts the phone on the table, and then he opens the desk drawer. He looks at it. He picks up the 9mm. He considers it. He puts it back down and shuts the drawer, and then he leaves the room after that. And that was probably 20 minutes before you got here.
Oh shit! Okay,
do you think he was considering fighting his way out or killing himself? Since I'm looking over your shoulder.
I got the latter impression, to be honest. I check real quick. Can I correlate that time on the? You said I had access to the main security system. It was a little easier. I try to watch him leave. Where does he go? Is he in the building? Does he?
So it doesn't take you long. You throw an algorithm together, like often.
Yeah, we lost your video. I don't know what happened.
That happened.
But it didn't mess up the stream, which is good.
Cool.
Hey, there.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
It didn't drop me. It just, for some reason, my camera kicked off. I don't know if I bumped my mouse and it was over top of the camera.
Yeah, and it just fucked up your
video button. But yeah, so you watch for him. You throw it in an algorithm into the normal security system, and he leaves the office. He goes out. He just blows past the desk, and the Ginger or Julia gets up. She kind of tries to say something to him. He turns around for a second and just kind of shakes his hands and leaves, almost like he leaves expecting a conversation. She was expecting a conversation. He didn't really want to stay. He was in a hurry.
Doctor, didn't she tell you she thought he was here? That's curious.
It was kind of weird. Yeah, I think so, or something like that. I didn't get the impression that she was certain.
Yeah.
But she did tell us to go ahead back.
Could be just one of those things.
Evan, give me a notice roll.
Will do.
Can you
you see what she's doing now?
Yeah.
Ginger? Or whatever her name is.
Evan would love to check on Ginger.
You log into the live feed.
6. I rolled a 6. Yes.
So 2 things. So number 1, you log into the live feed. This is where the notice check comes in. You log into the live feed. She's not on it. Okay. You rewind it a few moments, and this is probably 4 minutes previous to the exact time you're at right now. And you look at her, she's wearing a different jacket.
What?
And her hair is styled differently.
So either the live feed's corrupt and replaced. Is she, can I detect
maybe somebody put it on a loop?
Yeah, is this on a loop? Can I detect a forgery?
So you're like, well, maybe it's on a loop. You know, what the hell is going on? You rolled a 6 on your notice check.
Yeah.
It's a different fucking person.
So she's gone. Wait. Hey, your friend is gone.
And right about that time, you hear bang, and a bullet flies through the door of the office.
Fuck.
I was going to say.
Falafel? I say.
This
You
is
hear-
episode. Falafel.
I calmly fold my newspaper. I stand up, take a deep breath,
Well,
and I just walk into the door.
so and I apologize. I said you hear a bang. You don't hear a bang. What you see is on the camera in the office, you see a bullet come through the door because in the office you can see the camera footage of the door.
Ah, okay.
So you do not hear a bang.
It's just
That's
The door itself glass?
The door itself is glass and it punches right through the glass.
Oh, does it shatter or is it just a hole?
It doesn't. No, it's just makes a hole.
It's safety
It's all
glass.
cracked.
I asked Lily to hold on a second, and I pull out basically what looks like an extendable baton, and I'm like, it's like a cattle prod, except much, much worse. Oh,
I'm not in the car.
She's on a park bench.
Shed.
Yeah, she's on the park bench.
Well,
I was
when
on
did
the
you
bench
leave
by
the vehicle?
Right
yeah,
around
a
the
couple
time we
minutes ago.
started.
Oh shit! I thought you were in the van with the rest of us, like looking over the shoulder. My bad.
I was for a moment, and then we had the idea of me being closer for when this happened. So
Yeah, she went and got a newspaper and the whole thing.
All right, Johnny, you have sense trouble. You get to act whenever you want to. What's up?
Well, I know Lily is probably on her way, and she's a practitioner of the origami of death, so I'm not sure. I tell Dr. Mitchell down. And
Down. You don't need to tell me. I'm already down behind the desk.
She's already under the desk.
I will kneel as
I
well.
think she got this job. She knows exactly the view from the desk underneath there.
Oh,
A single shot came to the door. I'll pull out the Beretta. I check it to make sure they're real rounds quickly.
They are.
I cock it once and making the sound, and I hold my aim at the door behind the desk, waiting.
Okay. Not a problem.
Because
so yeah,
generally
you're
speaking, within a few seconds, I'll hear screams of horror and like gurgling sounds, and then I'll, it literally.
so you have the blind active on the door. The blind is active on the door.
Right.
So there's a hole through the door. There's glass windows on the other side of the thing. You know what I mean? And
little hole.
excuse me. And so you can't see in the hall.
And I'm
Evan's
not going to
like,
put my eye up to it. So
there's no surveillance. There's no surveillance in the hallway.
What the?
right, we're
The
blind.
surveillance is at the desk
We're blind.
and also in the room.
Oh, I will turn the camera if I can conveniently, so it's not looking at us. In case
Point it
someone.
towards the
You
door.
turn the mask around.
Yeah, use the mask and like hold it to the door so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the door.
It's too far
And-
away from the door. The
Oh,
corner.
okay.
All right.
Turn towards the door so Evan can freak out.
We're gonna have like Blair Witch Project going now. Like, oh my god! All right. So we take positions behind the desk. I've got the gun out. I've got it pointed. I've got it set. I'm waiting. If I think I know where the direction the bullet's coming from, I might shoot. But basically, though, I know I'm saying like whispering falafel.
Flavo.
So I want to find out. This is a World Health Organization. It's got to have sealed quadrants, right, or sealed zones and sections.
It does, in fact.
I'm going to try and. I don't want to seal them in, but I'd like to isolate an area around them so that reinforcements can't arrive.
So if this is the office building, so the ceiling would be basically you could override the elevator so that it couldn't go to this floor.
There's kind of somebody already on this floor.
Yeah.
So that would be the way you could seal them in. That'd be the only way you could cut this floor off is that. You could also lock the emergency locks on the stairwell.
But we want to be able to let our team in.
Advise, Johnny, any action there?
Johnny, do you want me and Evan to stay in the van or come in?
Yeah. TEZLA, be prepared to leave immediately if you can pull up to the closest spot on the road to where we are currently.
Can do.
Don't
She'll
worry.
be coming with us.
I mean, I wouldn't worry too much. What are the odds? What are the odds we will actually die in the World Health Organization? I mean,
Higher than you might wish.
Itty bitty.
Fitty bitty.
Fitty fitty.
All right, so I continue to walk in.
Okay. Yeah, so it takes you a while. They're on the 16th fucking floor. So you walk in, and so they got credentials for Dan, or for Johnny, and for Dr.
So is it just
Mitchell.
this girl at the
But
desk?
you were supposed to stay in the van. You were supposed to stay in the van. So you get to the front door. You walk through the front door. There's a security desk there with several armed guards and so forth at the desk. And there's a place for you to sign in.
Okay.
I would easy. That one
here's
was
the
sign in.
matrix.
At least try to get past the first floor without breaking anyone.
Can I
Just
plant?
sign the mic.
I'm just gonna sign her name.
Is it possible to plant an appointment in there really quick, just for this same doctor or something? Just a stub with a spend.
So I will let you do it with a 2-point digital intrusion spend.
Oh wow!
You
So-
can work your magic.
Actually, I'll do my preparedness cherry, which lets us. Where's it at?
Maybe
In
you
the nick of
advise me as you're
time.
walking. Yeah, maybe you advise
the
me as
nick
you're
of
walking in the
time.
building. Yeah.
So we have retroactively prepared for this to happen.
Okay. So in that case, it's just a digital intrusion roll on
Yep.
Evan's part.
Okay.
Yep. That's all this.
The spend won't have to happen. It's just to see if you can do it fast enough.
Okay. There it is.
Wow.
Boom.
There it is.
So yeah,
I'm gonna start
so
hitting
the
the
guy
button
looks
like
at
that.
the thing. You sign in. I mean, it's really easy to like set the phone down and just pick it up and show it to me again after you roll the first 6, I guess. But
This is what I go back to. Are you
Oh,
seriously
You
gonna
can't
do that to
you
me, you
can't just-
fucker? Fine.
Nice screenshot, man.
Nice screenshot, dude. That's fucking perfect.
He just has
He's
a
got one- he's got
screenshot.
one
He
for
just
every
got one.
What I needed a 4. Okay, here it is.
Nice between the screenshots.
Is there like a
Right.
history screen?
That'd
on
be
here?
good. That's cheating on the whole new level, dude. When you get to that level,
Be
you're
impressed.
you deserve to die.
I mean, at that
Okay,
level,
yeah.
you
So I
found it.
sign in and everything.
Yeah, so you sign in, he picks it up, he types on the computer, and he's like, Miss, what's your name?
What do you name?
Kim Hua.
Chi. Kimchi.
Gee.
Oh God! Did not see that coming. Not see that coming.
That has to be the name of the episode. Appointment for Kimchi.
Why remember kimchi?
But a kimchi with falafel.
jeez. Nice.
Yeah. So he types in kimchi and he says, I don't have anything for you. He's like, do you have your credentials?
Yeah, and I'll use my thing to pull out the credentials we made
Okay.
previously.
Yeah, he swipes them again. And the one guy
Like refreshes it.
the one guy starts talking to him about his sandwich or something like that he brought for lunch. He's like, no, I don't even like cheese. You know, and so he starts thinking of, he swipes it and he says, oh, weird. This thing fucking glitches all the time. He says, it's looks like you're good.
Thank you.
It's like, are you familiar with the way to the office?
No, please.
Elevator, second one on your left. Don't take the first one. The first one's rocky, doesn't work very well.
Do you have the stairs? I like to stay fit and healthy.
To the 16th floor.
I like
Sure.
to stay tired and
Okay, I'm gonna go.
He
into
kind
this-
of glances. He's like, I can see that.
I'm gonna go to the stairs and parkour up the middle of it.
Nice. Nice.
So I'll get to the
Amazing.
16th floor much faster than.
So Red Lily's like, jumping fucking the side to side, and next thing you know, man, boom.
Show off.
Yeah. So you
watching
get to
her
the
surveillance is always shit because you get motion sickness because it's like.
So funny enough, you get to the 16th floor, you come out of the stairwell thing, and as you look to your right, there are two guys wearing like black suits or like really nice gray suits with like red like little like ties, and both of them have like MP5s pointed at the elevator.
Awesome.
I look at Dr. Mitchell. I look at my watch. I look at Dr. Mitchell.
I'm gonna ensue chaos. I'm basically gonna stealth up behind the one guy, snatch him by the tie to start choking him, and take his MP5 and shoot the other guy.
All right, yeah. So he's sitting there. They're both focused on the door, whatever. And so you walk down, you grab the thing, you pull the guy back over your shoulder, like reach up behind him, grab the MP5. You're like, boom, 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 boom. Like the guy goes down, and he like hits the ground. This guy's like, he like tries to shove you off.
Okay.
And what is your martial arts? It's
my hand-to-hand is 12.
Yeah, you're first.
Okay. I'm gonna choke him with his own tie.
Right. So you kind of, I picture like describe it. What's it look like?
So I'll basically start. I'll basically just grab the one end of his tie so I can tighten it, and just continue to pull that, and basically try to drag him with me as I start heading towards where they are.
Okay, yeah. So he's dragging, his one shoe comes off in the hallway as you're dragging him. You know, he's wearing nice Italian loafers, and you know, you're dragging him backwards down the hallway. He's like trying to scramble and get free, so you're looking for the doorway because you're not exactly sure.
Oh yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. Where it is. So you're looking for the doorway, and you feel something sharp jab into your arm. As it seems he's pulled some sort of carbon fiber blade, like a shit, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know, like those fighting knives, not a kukri, but like the curved ones. You know what I'm saying? The little curved fighting knives. All the special forces guys use them. Oh my god, I cannot remember to save my life.
Oh, karambit.
Yeah, karambit. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, he pulls a little like special forces style karambit and kind of jams it into your arm, and then he cuts his tie.
Okay.
Smart.
And so he falls on the ground, and he kind of like kips up like into a standing position.
Okay.
And he's like,
okay, I'm gonna wait for him to strike, use his tie, and disarm him.
So he cut his tie, so he doesn't have.
Yeah, so I still have part of it.
Yeah, you still have it in your hand, right?
I still have the other part of it. I'm gonna kill him with the rest of his tie.
Shove it in his mouth and choke the tie.
I kind of glance back at TEZLA as we watch this, right? Because I'm watching through her kind of surveillance. And I'm like, do you ever feel bad? Do you ever feel bad for them at all?
Oh my!
If I hear it on radio.
So I'll wait for him to like try to stab me again, wrap his arm with the tie to disarm him, and then finish killing him with his tie.
Yeah, and while that's happening, I'll radio. Evan, are there any good coffee places nearby?
So in short order, you just found. We're not going to sit here and play this out forever.
I'm
going to take his knife.
I just say to Evan off mic, it's like I fought her about 5 years ago, and she's just as horrifying as you could imagine.
And she didn't kill you, eh?
When the gurgling becomes mature, I come out of the office with the doctor. I'll say, Doctor, do you still want to leave the note?
So he kills these two people in the hallway before you even get into the office.
I didn't even get into the office yet.
Yeah, I was saying after it's all done, when the gurgling is mature.
Right? And you see, as you're walking down the thing, you see this chick. She's kind of got red hair. She picks up a chair and like throws it into like the glass wall or what have you. And the chair comes smashing into the office. It goes like, apparently these windows are not safety glass like the door is. and just smashes in, kind of hits the thing. Dr. Mitchell's under the desk. A shards of glass hit the top of the desk and come raining down the other side. You're standing behind the door, and you see like the plant like fucking pops open, and soil comes out on the floor, and papers get like shot off the desk. She's obviously using some sort of silencer on her weapon. And so,
was the guy's MP5 silenced?
It was not.
Okay.
But the glass doors and everything were shut, and it's shut by cubicles. So the sound really didn't penetrate as well into the, because modern day office buildings are made with a lot of soundproofing and stuff like that, especially someplace like this where they're talking about sensitive items.
They're like seal after seal and all that.
Yeah, they're not seal after seal, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hermetically sealed doors that maybe can't seal electronically, but at least good.
So I took his knife, and I'm going to continue towards the office.
Can I use my 8 in preparedness to, when the chair comes to the doorway, I'm going to put a bullet in her left knee, basically, so we can ask her some questions, but it's hopefully painful enough that she'll stop what she's doing.
Yeah, so you have an MOS in shooting. So go ahead, give us a description of exactly what that is. I know you just said it, but
as the chair flies through the glass, the blinds separate. Johnny immediately goes, "Yes, and could you get me extra cream?" and pulls a gun up, pulls the trigger. You see the bullet pass through the broken glass, through the open office, and telescope right into her kneecap.
And you see a little blood splatter out the side of her kneecap, and she's like, "Oh!" and she's like starts limping away a little bit.
No, full cream. None of that half lap. Oh, I'm sorry. Johnny says
it seems like you've already found yourself a pumpkin spice latte, if you know what I mean.
All right.
And turns to the doctor and says, "I'm sorry, doctor. Did you want something as well?"
My usual, and I pull out of my bag my first aid kit that I always use. We're going to secure her, and I'm going to take off the knee first and plant her in his desk chair there, and then we're going to question her.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you shoot her in the kneecap. She's trying to struggle and get away. And
she gets to the door and I open it.
she gets to the door and she kind of looks back, and Lily opens the door, holding a piece of red tie in her hand.
Time for lunch break.
Did you bring the black or the orange duct tape?
No, I used the man's tie to kill him.
Oh, okay.
But you brought duct tape with you, right?
I did. A silk
Can
tie.
Can you help me secure her to the chair, please?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's
relatively gently. She's
so she opens the door. Her. She opens the door, and you're just like lunch break, and you just kind of punch her in the face with the karambit. The end of the karambit's like sticking out of the thing, and she just drops to the fucking ground.
Johnny will quickly go through her possessions and see if he can find anything that might help with information.
I'll take her pistol.
No, I want her pistol.
They fight over the pistol while Johnny goes.
We fight over the pistol.
I don't care.
I want her pistol. No, I want her goddamn pistol.
I'll take the two. I'll go clean up the hallway.
Okay, yeah. So Lily, exits and goes to the hallway. You have a roll of duct tape, and you start strapping her to the chair. And what do you do?
Does she have any information on her? I search her.
She has nothing on her. Absolutely.
I'm just gonna drag the bodies behind like a desk, so they're kind of hidden.
Okay. So I'm just going to say over the mic. So you're going to do that there?
I mean, I'd like not to kill everyone in the lobby, so this is probably the best place to do.
Let me see if I can find an alternative way out. Let me. I check to see if I can find a map and sort out based on where the security system is.
We could just take like the fire exit.
Yeah, you can find a map.
You want me to alert security and see if I can get them to? Well, they're probably
put them on a different floor.
Yeah, you want me to do that? I'd dig in a security system.
Put them on the top.
Yeah, I find what's going on the top floor. Rooftop. I find there's probably a penthouse office up there, somebody important.
Yeah,
I'll call down
the fire alarm.
I'll also.
That's
check.
Probably a bad idea.
I'll check.
Because we're gonna carry her out of here. And everyone leaving the building with us
Right.
So
we'd be very noticeable.
So I'll check the
As we're
security
carrying.
roster, the security roster, right, to understand who the active security people are. And then one of the guys who's sort of off, I'm just going to call down to security.
Okay. He's like, hello, World Health Organization.
I'm going to need help up on the top floor. In my worst Arnold, and I kind of garble. It's a problem. It is in Spinsky's office. I need you up here quickly. This is Paulson. I know I was supposed to be off. Just get the fuck up here. You'll understand when you come up. Bring help. All hands.
Okay. Yeah, several guys. He hits a little alarm, and he runs away from the desk.
While it's going on, Johnny will take her hand and take a photograph of her hand and her fingerprints, and send that to Evan/Kevin, and so that I say, if you can identify these, I check. Is her hair a wig or is it real?
Her hair is dyed red.
Okay. She's got absolutely nothing on her.
We're just gonna take her with us.
Do we
Have
want
a
to
van.
were you able, Lily, to clean up the mess in the hallway?
Yeah, as best as I could.
I mean, there's blood all over the place.
I just moved the bodies, really. There's just a big mess. We gotta go.
We have a problem. Dr. Mitchell is known, and they saw her come in here. Now, you and I, it's not so bad, but we need to take care of this in such a way as to preserve Dr. Mitchell's credentials.
John, she spoke to Ginger.
Keep her hiding under the desk, and you and me will sneak out, and she'll say she survived the attack.
Hey, Tyler, your audio is super hot. I'm sorry, it just got really loud all of a sudden.
She's like a half an inch from it.
Super loud.
Yeah.
Well, I'm her assistant, so I should say.
Yeah, it's better.
But we could say that a small Japanese woman came in and it killed everyone.
That is what happened.
That is what happened.
So
Okay.
I would delete.
I look at Lily. I hand her the Beretta, the blood samples in the Ziploc bag. I say, if you could take these to TEZLA, we need to
you guys just stay here and say you survived the attack.
I hate to say this, but if you're gonna do you're gonna do a cover thing, I mean, you could say that you both hid, of course, but you could also say that Lily injured you and just give yourself a mild injury.
It'd probably look better if you shot one of them. You can just say.
I'm not gonna do that.
I might point out that
I'm tempted.
Why don't you just duct tape us?
I'm just gonna fucking rail them both in the face one time.
I mean,
just one good time.
Like give him some bruises,
I'm going to set about deleting the bits of footage from the cameras where things got interesting on this end of the building.
Where you guys were here at all?
Ever since I entered the building.
Yeah, but I'm gonna leave Lily's murder bits and leave them to figure out how she even got in the fucking building. I'm gonna create a clone, right, of the
you
like the
want
last
to leave
hour.
that to give our story credibility.
Yeah.
So there's one other issue. She's still alive and taped to a chair. So if we're getting
Dave this woman to a chair.
Yeah, and then Lily, do your thing. Origami of death.
So are we interrogating her here, or are we carrying her out of the building?
I'm carrying her out.
Okay. She's carrying her out.
All right.
So I guess we'll duct tape her from the chair and just duct tape her to herself.
I'm shutting down.
Why don't you duct tape me to the chair?
Yeah.
Doctor, I thought you never asked. All right, so we do that. Is it possible to? I'm going to step away for a second for a quick bio break, but yes.
Yeah. Does anybody else need to take a little quick second? That would be the time.
Yeah, actually, real quick.
Never skip an opportunity to pee.
That's what they go.
True professional.
Bringing us back around to our respective spots. The only person that we're missing is TEZLA, our driver.
The Brinternet.
The Brinternet.
The Brinternet. It's working though, so you can't complain. It's okay.
He's in Pennsylvania, I think, so that's his problem.
Welcome to those of you who just joined. We're just coming back from a bio break. and Byron was just going to allow us to walk out with the with our prisoner, right? Just walk out.
So I'm just going to tell you, and we'll wait for Tesla. There he is. I'm basically going to tell Tesla to just pull around to the back, and I'm going to just walk her out the fire exit in the stairwell.
You really can't pull around to the back because it's like a campus. So you literally have to drive like through like the walkways and stuff.
Fuck it. I'll just carry your body through.
I think what we could do.
I'll just carry your unconscious body.
Send a drone with a zip line to the roof of the building, and then they just both zip down to the vent.
This is why I liked the fire route, because
Tyler, when you're
provide
talking,
some cover.
When you're talking, Tyler, try not to lean forward to your microphone because it gets really, really loud as you lean forward. Stay like where you're sitting.
Right there.
Somebody tape him to the chair.
We're all getting taped to a chair today.
Everybody tape yourselves to the chair.
How far does Lily have to go to get to the van? Not far, right?
Across the hallway, down 16 floors, through the main lobby, and then probably 300-400 feet.
Nothing but net.
Out the door, lots of there's like a whole common area with like.
You just drive the van up to the fire exit.
I'm like, well, this is part of our story is that you kidnap somebody. You're a mysterious Asian woman who kidnapped somebody. So when you get close, I'm going to just drive across the walkway. I'm going to pull out a balaclava from my bag and put it on and look like a real fucking terrorist.
What in the fuck are you doing right now? As I'm watching you pull this over your head.
He's like, gunk, 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 gunk. He's driving over the path.
A mysterious Asian woman aided by someone in a van that was rented from Van City or wherever we got to know.
City.
Van Haven.
Van
Haven.
Van Helsing. It's from Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
Can't you just blow up the place?
Listen, I pitched that at the start of all this, and you guys are like, no, there's not
the World Health Organization.
What about
there's not millions of innocents around the world
shit.
that would
all right.
suffer blowing up the
Dr.
World
Mitchell,
Health
can you concoct some bullshit tying into my alarm that I raised about having some sort of terrible sensitive specimen? Wrap her ass up in a bag, carry her out.
No bag available.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm carrying her out of the fire exit.
When you get close, we're going to just swing through fast, toss her in the back, jump in, and we're out. Gone.
Take a deep breath and start down all 16 flights of stairs. Well, you could pretend you were...
So you guys are standing in the office looking at each other. Meanwhile, Lily, you see her go down the stairs.
I thought Lily was duct taping us before she left.
Well, maybe we could forgo the duct taping. Maybe
there was a consideration of the duct tape.
Yeah, it might be better if we work our way out of the building ourselves.
I think it was enough that she just beat the shit out of you guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was enough.
Should we when she leaves and we do a count of like 60? Should we call security to report an incident?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Damage the camera because that will explain. They're probably not the highest technical, but that will explain why the footage is not there of what went on in the office.
Yeah, it was like an organized group of like super spies totally broke in just to steal this one woman.
And some stuff from the desk.
Yeah, weird.
I
like.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think I passed out. In fact,
Doctor, do you recognize the redheaded woman? Because the woman that I saw in the footage was a different woman entirely. I think she was a plant.
This was not Ginger.
Yeah, I think she was a plant, wasn't she?
Is this anybody I recognize? Game Master.
No, this isn't even the chick that was at the station when you were there.
Probably rolled up in a closet, dead somewhere.
No, this is a lookalike who's like more combat ready. Who replaced the receptionist?
He was combat ready. What a shame.
Not compared to you, but
basically she's one of our kind for sure.
Yeah, and
We'll figure that out later.
Yeah,
or
Jason's
maybe
got a
scaly
picture
bad
of-
guy kind.
Or maybe scaly bad guy.
Yeah.
Evan's got
Okay.
pictures of her fingerprints. Johnny will take pictures of the other two men's fingerprints as well and send them, or hands, and send those to Evan/Kevin, and who I will always call Evan/Kevin from now on. And then after about 1 minute, Johnny will pick up a phone and, excuse me. Oh my God! Oh my God! Send help! Help! Blood! Click. All right. So we've got about 2 minutes, I think, Doctor.
All right. Is there anything, any area of this room that we haven't searched, Byron?
No, you pretty much have gone through it because Johnny spent spycraft points, tradecraft points in here, so you've pretty much gone through it. And you do find one other thing that you hadn't quite got to when Johnny had spent the tradecraft points, and you focused on what you had found, and that was on the underside of the desk. You noticed as you were crawling out from behind there, and you're like standing up, you look back underneath the desk, and there's a microphone taped up underneath the desk.
Motherfucker.
Jeez.
We didn't find that when we did our sweep.
You didn't, because you were going through the thing and then you stopped
At the camera. Yeah.
at the
That's right.
camera.
Does it seem like it works with the camera?
You're not sure at this moment, so
You've got to get my key anyway. Trace the wire and see if it's an external device.
I trace as best I can.
it looks like it goes to a wireless.
Okay.
Like a short range transmitter?
Yeah. Sorry. My dog's laying behind me, dude. He's like sleeping, and he's like having he's jumping. He's like
Dreaming.
He's having the best dreams ever.
Okay, Lucy. He's out, dude.
Right.
He's like out.
I will. Is the camera that we found, is it mobile or is it wired, hardwired?
Mobile. The camera was hardwired.
Okay, but this is mobile.
So
I'll bring Evan's attention to the microphone and say, "Can you trace this as well?" And then about that time too, I will pull the USB out of the computer and put it back on the inner lining of my suit pocket, where I keep it.
You got it.
Was that flash drive intended for data or just security?
I like you know,
there's
it's a virus
storage on
that allows Evan to hack into the system.
Okay.
Is there an audio archive of some sort, Byron?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I talked over you, Jason.
No, go ahead.
Repeat.
Yeah, I was just saying,
Is there an audio archive? So I would try to comply with Johnny. Does this go to an audio archive? Is it connecting to?
It goes to it broadcasts somewhere, but you can't connect to that somewhere from where you're at.
I get the make and model to just for my own edification to understand how far they're broadcasting. Right? Is it like a campus wide thing, or is it in a
Looks
closet?
like it would have to be somewhere on the campus. It doesn't broadcast far enough, unless they were in like a van like yours.
Oh, unless they were. Johnny, how's it mounted? Does it look professionally mounted? The camera looked like it was together pretty well,
Take
right?
pictures of the mounting.
Is it like,
send them to
yeah? Is it like spy trained kind of taped, or is it like?
It looks like it was done quickly.
Yeah, that's not from Office Depot at all. I say,
say, Evan, maybe fast reverse on the recording you've got. See if you can see who planted it and when.
Yeah, right. I've got all the. I would have downloaded all that footage for sure. So I'll try to do that. I'll try to roll back. That's going to take a long time.
At some point, it looks like probably earlier that morning, you see the woman that looks like Julia as she comes in, and she.
Julie, you talking about Ginger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her name's Julia. I called her Ginger because she had red hair. Yeah, and so you see her come in, and she puts like a little croissant in a bag down on the desk and like a coffee, and then you see her like pop open a computer, and she takes a little USB drive and plugs it into the side of it and like taps on the keyboard and lets it load up. So now she's not standing in front of it. So the camera that she doesn't know is there is looking at the screen on the computer.
Yes. Yes. I
And
slowed it
so
down.
you see all the data and stuff go by. And so you have a good enough, this is a very good camera that was in the mask. You see all her code and stuff, and you have a recording. You have a recording of all of her code as it goes past. It definitely, without a doubt, looks deep Russian. Like you recognize the code.
Some of the string names. Yeah.
It's clearly like KGB level, like Russian hardware.
So I'm going to carry the Russian ginger out the
I guess
fire.
it'd be Russian software, but
yeah.
We're gonna be like, wake up, comrade.
So you see that, and
with his balaclava on a crooked and shit. So good.
Lily, did you
the face is in the mouth hole, and he has to rearrange it.
So good. I love your character, man. Yeah.
The dive bar in Sweden, the one that the Merkit you said, or Morkit with the
Morkit.
I don't even know how you say it in Swedish. That's how you spell it.
Morkot. It sounds like so. It seems as if maybe the camera is doing one organization, maybe the dive bar in Sweden. I'll call them, and this microphone is a plant by maybe Eastern Europeans or Russians who are also trying to sleuth their way into this. But
the camera, as I understand it, was planted by the WHO security people because it's dumping data on their servers. That's right.
Oh, is it? I thought it was dumping data outside their servers.
Correct, okay. Byron. I was pulling everything from the local network.
It is dumping it into their servers, but into a different security file,
right?
That less people would have access to.
Can I get just even if I don't know who the hell the people are because we don't have time? Can I get just a sense of who has access to that? Probably just a handful of people.
Yeah, you could probably do that. I don't see why that.
I'll pull the usernames in case they're useful.
Access files, sure.
Yeah.
And Evan, while you're doing that, if you could edit that file, maybe you already said this, just to show the Lily parts and then Lily beating us up. Skip my gunplay, skip the doctors breaking into the drawer, and then put that back in the file.
Yeah, it's going to be a little messy because I don't have time to dub in my usual, static and all that. But yeah, I can do it. I just trim it so it just looks like it's coming in and out, and there's just what he described.
And Evan, I want you to know that I think you would have won the Oscar if this was really up for a judge.
It's definitely, this is the Snyder Cut. This is what Aquaman should look like. And yeah, go ahead.
I know we're busy trying to escape and all, but if you can try and find any actual data, that would be great because that's why we're here.
That is fair.
Right. I got you.
Just saying.
Understood. Yeah.
So in the meantime, we're expecting company. Better get in character. Not as good at this as some other people are. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, they bring in like a medical team and, everything. Security comes in, sweeps the floor.
Tears go in. Yeah, I've got the whole dramatic tears and everything, and I'm just, blubbering. This little girl came in and just killed everybody, and just that kind of thing. And then she hit me, and she hit poor Dougie.
Poor Dougie.
Dougie.
I whimper. Oh.
Dougie, are you okay? Are you okay?
I'll be okay.
He's of advanced years. He can't tolerate physical abuse like this. He has a condition.
I'm recording this because I want this for my purposes.
Oh, yeah, we're going to play that back in the van the whole time.
I'm making ringtones for everyone. This is so good.
It's just like, just remember, next time we see him, oh no, Dougie. First thing.
It's condition. All right, yeah. So it doesn't take much for you guys to bullshit these guys into just believing whatever story you give them, and they're not, MI6 agents. They're fucking security dudes, and
Kimchi's dangerous.
that shit could sneak up on you.
That shit can sneak up
Yeah,
on
I
you.
can.
Somebody's definitely getting fired for Kimchi. Somebody's
It was somebody that one day's losing his job for Kimchi. Like, so you let her in? Yeah. Well, what was her name? Kimchi. Come on. You believe that?
Never work in this town again.
What was her name? Kimchi. Yeah. So.
And my wife wants to know why I drink.
Kimchi shows up at the booth.
You could work at maybe.
So how many times did you look at the name Kimchi before you decided she should have access to the World Health Organization? You see him at he's like parking, he's like watching some junkyard in South Dakota. The next guy is
You know what? As they're going through this, because he's in his feels and he's a little high. While I still have access, I'll go ahead and add an appointment right behind Kimchi's for Richard Head, just for good measure.
Oh wait! Okay, can you add another one for Dick Gozinia?
And then one for Michael Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did. I'll that guy's so getting fired.
Add one for Tess Tickle.
Nice.
And don't forget Ben and Eileen Dover.
Ben.
Highly professional organization.
Are we going to do Rosie Palmer too? I mean,
so when we wake up this woman, are we going to do bad cop, worst cop, or
bad cop, incredibly bad cop?
That's a great band.
Yeah. I think with Lily, it'll be not multiple person.
Where do you take her? Where do you take her? I mean, you don't have like a.
Did we get out? Have we been retrieved? I'm very concerned.
Yeah, you get out.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm assuming you guys take a Uber or whatever the Switzerland word for Uber is.
Taxi.
Uber.
It does kind of sound Swedish.
Yeah, it does.
We could go out into the country where
in the middle of a pig farm.
I mean, because once you leave the city, I imagine there's a fair amount of country we could go into.
Make her eat chocolate Swiss cakes and hot chocolate until she pukes.
That's right. Because we're evil people.
We'll kill her with kindness. It's not Lily's thing.
Look, she wakes up and she's like, "Is that Swiss Miss? What kind of fucking crazy people are you?"
We're bad. We're not going to let her have any marshmallows.
Right. If you want marshmallows,
and we're gonna make it with water.
Ooh, one marshmallow per answer. I like that.
You are cruel.
Yeah, I thought
little tiny ones that come in the back.
It's like, and next we're gonna give you a pedicure. It's gonna be fantastic. And a facial.
Make you drink American beer.
Nice massage. Oh, well, I mean, in 2007, no, we were getting some.
We're
good
just gonna
beers.
pour out a bottle of vodka in front of her.
Get a bottle of Kettle One and just pour it out.
We could just sing the national anthem at her.
Kindness.
Make her watch Rocky 4.
Make her watch Rocky 4.
That would be.
No, that would be a violation of the Geneva Convention. We have to have some limits.
Oh,
Yeah.
If he dies, he dies.
All right. So, what are we doing with her?
Question.
I say go out into the forest in a place where there's not a lot of people around, and
do bad things to her until she speaks.
she's not nearly as pretty as she sounded through your earpiece. She's kind of got a lazy eye. I don't like that.
Doing it for the last time. This is not Match.com.
What was the closest thing to Match.com that
for some reason,
Definitely all jacked up.
some
Tinder
reason.
seems more appropriate for this group. Just
Tesla's still
with the whole
wearing
fire
the
penchants.
balaclava.
That's right. It's not Tinder either. So I guess I would defer to Lily. Lily had said a pig farm, which I understand has its own horrors. But Tesla, if you want to do the woods, if Lily's
The woods, I don't really care. I was just
Woods
naming
pig
places.
farm. I don't even know where we would find a pig farm. I don't know where she got that from. But
Dude, believe it or not, baby back ribs in like expensive land are imported from like Denmark and Switzerland.
oh,
all right.
There are very good pig farms.
On our way on the Uber back, Dr. Mitchell and I will pick up coffees for all of us.
Yeah.
So we show up in the Uber, we'll walk through the woods, meet them in the van.
Starbucks.
I'll start handing out the coffees. Oh, I'm sorry. Have you talked yet? None for you. I'm sorry. You'll have to wait.
So we're gonna tie Anastasia to the tree.
That's right. And we got her fingerprint. The prince tell us anything about her?
The fingerprints do not.
I mean, I'm not surprised. She's a KGB style agent. It's not really surprising. The fingerprints don't bring anything back. We'll probably get almost nothing from interrogating her, but it's more fun.
If we knew her identity, we could threaten her family. But since we don't know anyone about
because the
her,
Russians haven't done that already.
and I'm like, oh wait, hold on. I while she's asleep, I'm gonna check her mouth for like Russian cyanide pills and bullshit like that.
I mean, what are you're digging in her mouth? What do you do?
I mean, I'm serious. Like I'm like the Russians are positively draconian with this shit. It's like probably has like a cyanide pill hidden in a tooth or something.
Right.
I'm just gonna say that I absolutely hate you because she does in fact have a cyanide.
That would have been my examination, of course.
Motherfucker, look at this.
I would high five Tesla, just like, wow, that was it. Like I have a newfound respect for that crazy bastard with his balaclava.
does she have a second cyanide tooth? No, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get your own cyanide.
that's just rude.
At this point, we're just gonna take all of her teeth.
It's gonna make it really hard for her.
It's going to make her hard to talk.
I mean,
Yeah.
she'll probably start talking after we take a couple.
When she wakes up and she tries to bite the tooth, Tesla will just hold it up and go, looking for this?
Just ask
Yeah.
cousin Eddie. Just ask cousin Eddie about losing teeth.
And the scene closes with Lily walking up with a pair of pliers and goes to black. Information
Yeah.
comes.
And then I think it comes back to Tesla and I sitting kind of next to a fire, and I'm finishing my coffee and going, "Do you ever feel bad for these ones? Sometimes."
It's like I'm like, honestly, yeah, kind of.
Like, is it worse to survive? I mean, you made it out, but
Yeah.
she's not going to. I don't think.
No,
Her pistol's like standard issue Makarov.
The
She's
trick
a
is to
patsy.
never actually get caught. Then you don't have to worry about that sort of shit.
So, is there anything unusual about her other than the busted kneecap?
Yeah, so she got shot in the kneecap. Relatively clean knee. Like
So it probably
the
feels-
shot is like
That
fucking
probably feels
perfect.
great already.
Like it literally
Right.
went through her kneecap and then through the cartilage, so very little bleeding.
I high five Johnny.
She got any tattoos?
Almost like he surgically placed the shot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
She
Lily
got-
knows if she puts the screwdriver right in the right place, it'll get all the answers she wants. Cut over to Dr. Mitchell and Johnny standing next to a tree. So, do you like the Arabian roast? I think it's pretty good.
I'm a fan of the blonde, to be honest. I like the lighter roast.
I think you're right. I chose poorly. Next time,
It's
remind
easier
me.
on my stomach,
In the background, you're be quiet.
I would
Talking
be-
over here.
I will tinker on her phone, Byron. I'm sure she has a mobile. I will try to get the.
She doesn't. She has
she
nothing
doesn't
on
have.
her whatsoever.
Yeah, it's weird.
What?
We do a sweet. Does she have any wires or anything like that on her? We found the
It looks
cyanide
like she
cap.
had an earpiece that went to like a broadcast, but it wasn't. It was just like a receiver or like a broadcaster. It didn't have a receiver, so like nobody could talk to her. But nobody could talk to her about whatever she was listening to.
So we're pretty sure maybe that she's with the group that had the microphone because she placed it. So Eastern European, Russian, because that was the maker of the microphone, her weapon. The fact that Byron says that we can't threaten her family because the Russians already did.
That's not going to stop me from doing endless amounts of pain.
lots and lots of pain.
Okay.
Does she have any tattoos or markings like that?
None.
Oh, Lily, you want me to hold your coffee while you do that? Here.
No, I'll keep it.
Okay.
Can we try? Can we try? Lily only needs one hand. She won't even.
I need
feel
one
the
hand
drop.
for this.
Good to the last drop. Could we try talking to her before we start pulling teeth? I just,
I mean, I'm
just
okay
in
with
case.
that.
I mean, Tesla pulled a tooth.
We should probably start by like finding out what's up with her in general.
We're gonna take the cyanide out,
Right, we've done that.
and then we should put her tooth back so she thinks she still has it.
Oh,
Ooh, nice. I like that. Can I give him one?
So she thinks she has the upper hand on us.
Right.
Oh, that's slick. That's
I like
slick.
it.
That's
I like it.
slick,
All right.
dude.
So we she's out. So we're surgically, remove the filling. We're not going to take the tooth out. We're going to, she's out. So just get the filling out, and we'll
Replace
just
it with like a
replace it.
Ferrero Rocher or something like that. a creamy raspberry center. Like a creamy raspberry center.
I want
Or
to
just some
film.
plain ceramic or something that so the tooth feels about the same, but there's no cyanide in it.
Yeah, Lily pulls out her little caboodle. She pulls out her little caboodle.
I want to make. I
As her
want to
fake
be
teeth.
filming. I'll put a camera on a tripod, and I'm assuming they're going to be like, "Oh, to get her testimony." I really want to film the moment where she's like, "I'm going
Right.
to."
This is
down
gonna be
harder.
awesome. All right, we'll wake her up after we do all.
Johnny will
Okay,
say
yeah.
some nice
You
things
get some
about that. I'm
smelling
sure.
salts. You get some smelling salts or
Yeah.
whatever, and she comes to.
I'll just sit there calmly and look at Johnny and Dr. Terry Mitchell.
Say, we'll start the questioning. I mean, we need to go through every single.
wakey, eggs and bakey.
Welcome back to the land of consciousness, Anastasia.
I mean, Byron, did you want us to roleplay the entire interrogation? Or
No, you really don't have to. So basically, you get
Good.
practically nothing from her.
Oh.
Did she
only
try to
thing-
bite her tooth?
Yeah, she tries to bite her tooth a couple times. She like you're filming it so you catch it, but
Yeah.
she's civil enough that it doesn't seem like it. But as you're watching it, you're like, oh, how one?
you know what's going on? I'm like,
There, two right there. I see it too.
you have something stuck in your tooth. Do you want some help?
You mean this?
He pulls out the little capsule of cyanide and just the look of horror on her face.
It's just like, so the Russians are still using stuff like this. Oh, how 70s of you?
Haven't you people developed something more sophisticated than this by now?
Yeah. So the
Disappointing.
only thing you really get from her is she uses the name Lisky Bratva, and that's about it. So that's all you get from her. You guys have some respect for her because she's a diehard professional. She doesn't say shit, even with reassurance and all that. She's a high level.
So we have to move on to torture.
No, even with torture, she's solid. So
I would expect that from.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
So when we're finished, can we just give her her tooth back and let her do it for us? That would be so poetic, right?
I'm like, okay. I mean, we just want to hit her. We'll just toss the cyanide capsule in her mouth. Like,
I take it. Time for some nums and.
All right, I want some blood samples from her before we go, just in case, and full set of good fingerprints, and after she dies, maybe we can get the dental.
Yeah, you got a scan. You got like a scan of her hand.
And we should get blood before.
Johnny has the app. He got it on Google Play.
We should get blood from her before we allow her to poison herself too, for sure. I
Yes.
guess, right? So,
Yes.
Yep.
yeah.
I was just thinking the dental imprints. If we want to take a set, they could wait until postmortem.
Yes.
But I'm actually kind of inappropriately geekily fascinated because I've never seen anyone die by cyanide poisoning before. And so I'm
Yeah.
kind of very.
Like you have your theories, but you're like writing down notes.
I mean, I know how it should look. I want to know how it does look, and I'm very
looking
excited.
at your watch. You keep looking at
Yep.
your watch and timing it and writing down little notes.
And checking her fingernails and her lips for cyanosis,
Yeah,
and
like,
looking for frothing at the mouth. That's what you see in the movies, right?
yeah. At approximately 3.1 seconds, she begins to froth from the left nostril. Detailed things. Yeah. So if you give her the cyanide capsule back, she bites it.
Sorry.
Night, night, Anastasia.
Das Vidanya.
Vidanya. That's got to be the name of this.
Oh, that's horrible.
Das Vidanya, little Anya.
That's horrible.
Das Vidanya Kimchi.
That's one of my favorite lines from Anastasia the movie, man. With the raspy. Das Vidanya, little Anya.
I feel like we either got to go with something like that or we got to do something about kimchi. But like, I'm not sure.
Either one. It's just solid. We should let the chat decide. What do you guys think? Should it be kimchi or das Vidanya? There you go.
No chance for falafel.
Which one? Who wins? You decide.
We could do like we could make the title "Kimchi has entered the building."
So I had also written down the blood or blood and a Beretta. So kimchi, blood, and a Beretta would work.
Ooh, blood and Beretta.
Yeah.
Kimchi, blood, and a Beretta.
And then I also wrote down, because I'm making it
that's pretty good.
I'm making a T-shirt to represent Red Lily that is the origami of death. So
the kimchi surprise.
Yeah. And you guys keep an eye out.
Kimchi, blood, and a Beretta. I like that.
Yeah. All right.
AKA a weekend away.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So, yeah, you guys torture her and get some information.
We'll do a little research on her name. See if we get anything from that.
Do
You
we
don't
get
even
it? We
get a
don't
name.
get it. Do we get information?
You said we got something.
No.
What did we get?
Just her name?
Just the fact that she mentions the Lusky Bratva, and that's about it, man.
Do you ever
Is that
think,
then-
Tesla, that there's a reason why Dr. Mitchell has never invited us to her office before?
I'm sure she has samples of many of her more interesting patients. Isn't that right, Doc?
I'm going to cite patient confidentiality here and go back to taking my notes.
Right.
That and lack of skill with duct tape will not get you invited to her office at all.
So we
And,
got to go track down this bar then.
Yeah, we'll begin to track down the
All right,
bar.
so we can add that to the list, but do we want to do that or do we want to go?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty
Where is
relevant.
it? How far away is this place, Byron? Is it
I mean, it's Switzerland, so it's not that far.
right? So
Hour
the
drive.
bar is local.
30, 40 minutes.
So
well,
this
I
is
mean,
a
you
lo-
guys drove out in the country, but 30, 40 minutes from town.
Can we reflect on this
Geneva.
for a second? So there's a local cell of Russian organized crime tied to Russian intelligence, perhaps, after the vampires.
Well, they're
sucks.
certainly on to the doctor. Now, it might be that as a hematologist, they got word that he had some bizarre samples. They may be on to the vampires, but it may be that they're looking at making their own, like, lizard people from the blood, or perfecting street scarlet from the blood, or something else.
If they got a hold of the doctor's phone or whatever, Dr. Mitchell could be made, right? You should
If they got
probably.
hold-
You should probably.
Possibly. She could be. She could be
It's
burned.
possible.
Fuck.
I mean, but seeing as how we're all already burned, it just means that it just burns her for the World Health Organization.
Well,
I think Evan's correct. I think we need to go visit. If we know their location, we need to go visit and terminate that team.
Absolutely.
So just to be respectful, Jason's got a hard stop at 11. We got
Oh yes.
2 minutes till. So tune in next time, and we will find out exactly what the team gets from Anastasia, and using their torture methods. So
Great. Next time it's breakfast at Brava.
That's the name.
Breakfast at Bratva.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And so we'll go ahead and end the stream. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and see you soon.